Hello everyone. So this is the week 3 of my machine learning journey. So this week has been very long, and in this week I have learned a lot of new things, as you can see in the list. So the first thing that I learned in this week was feature scaling, and the two types of feature scaling that is used in machine learning widely. The first one is normalization and the second one is standardization. I get the idea of what normalization feature scaling does and what the standardization does, and both are quite simple. But we actually going to work with standardization. And there's another thing that I would like to know is that I started a course recently. I started a course of machine learning. This is from I think Coursera, and this course been a really great help. This course covers almost all the topic of machine learning that you could think of. So currently I'm in multiple linear and regression part. So moving on to next, I have learned data preprocessing, like the thing that we need to do with data before we put that into the model. There are lots of garbage variable. There can be a lots of garbage column, or some data needs to be modified before we put the data into the model, and that is called data preprocessing. I learn about that. Then I learn about simple linear regression. Now, in the previous week, I already learned little simple linear regression, but I didn't. But in this week, I learned to implement simple linear regression model with scikit-learn library. So as you know, scikit-learn is a very famous machine learning library which come with some pre-models. We can use them just by implementing data. So in this here, so here I just implemented the simple linear regression model using scikit-learn. As you can see, from I just imported the scikit-learn model selection, and I imported linear regression model from linear model of scikit-learn library. It was very easy compared to last time that I did manually, and the answer is very accurate as well. So this is the training set data, and this is the test set data, and as you can see that for both cases the line fit perfectly. So this is just an example of a simple linear regression, which is very easy. But currently I'm studying multiple linear regression, so that's where the things started to get a little bit tough. And in this multiple linear regression, I have learned some things such as assumption of linear regression, like when to know that we need to do linear regression on this model. If we look here, as you can see from this picture, we can see that for this type of data, we should not actually use linear regression, because this type of data would not be represented by a straight line or using simple linear regression. So you have to be very careful in which model we or which model we implement. And then we have dummy variable. So this dummy variable is used for categorical data, mainly the data that is not numerical. And after that I learn about statistical significance. Now this is a part of statistics, and this is really important in terms of multiple linear regression, where we want to do elimination of some variable, and this is the idea that gives the statistical significance, like this alpha. This is the point where we cannot take any risk, like the percentage of the coin being tailed 5 times in a row is 0.03%, which is very low, and that is when we know that this can be happening in the real life. Like the possibility of this happening is very low, so that is why we will remove this scenario. So this statistical significance is quite important in terms of eliminating variables. So now in multiple regression there can be thousands of variable, like independent variable, but we can actually remove some of them, like there's some variable which has not much effect on the answer, or dependent variable, and to remove that variables, we need elimination technique. Now there are some elimination technique that I get the intuition or idea from the course videos. There was backward elimination, forward elimination, and bidirectional elimination. In the last technique, building a model technique, so this basically means that we are going to see all the combination of the independent variable that is uh, that is actually responsible for a certain output, and we are going to see which combination of independent variable output the best answer, and we are going to think that we are going to actually assume that that is the best answer we can get. But this is obviously very time consuming. Like, it's going to we need to create 2 to the power n minus 1 model, like this number of model, which is very large. For example, if we have 4 independent variables, that means we have to create 15 model, and among the 15 model there are going to be one model which is going to give us the best output. So this is very time consuming, so that's why we don't actually recommend this unless the independent variable number is very low. And here are some picture of how the methods of backward elimination, and I got this picture from the courses. So these are the things that I learned actually from this week and from the course. And after that, I also created a canvas of regression. Now there are, so far I learned actually 2 regression type. One is simple and another is multiple linear regression. So that is all about my videos.